Welcome to the channel where we help you recruit and coach the very best salespeople. Today, we're diving into something that's not just interesting. It's essential if you're using the CTS Sales Profile. We're going to unpack how the 9 primary traits in the CTS work together to predict real-world behaviors. Specifically, we're looking at the mix of recognition drive and optimism, and what happens when these 2 traits show up in different combinations. Let's begin with a quick refresher. Recognition drive is the trait that measures a salesperson's motivation to engage in social activities that generate new opportunities. Things like being with lots of customers, networking, attending events, or prospecting in public places. High scorers are socially outgoing and energized by the spotlight. They thrive on public praise, applause, and status. They'll show up early to the sales rally and stay late for the awards. Low scorers, on the other hand, are more private. They prefer one-on-one interactions and are driven by respect rather than popularity. Some of them are even competitive ninjas. They want to win but don't need the fanfare. Now let's define optimism. This trait reflects how a salesperson interprets life events, especially setbacks. High scorers believe they have control over their outcomes. They see challenges as temporary and believe good things come from effort. They love working in can-do environments and bring a positive lens to every situation. Low scores, however, may internalize failure. They often believe that bad outcomes are inevitable, even if they're capable. They might blame circumstances or quietly carry the belief that their best effort still may not be enough. Here's where things get really interesting. What happens when someone scores high in recognition drive but low in optimism? This person craves external validation, public praise, awards, being seen, but internally they doubt themselves. They filter feedback through a negative lens and often carry hidden insecurities. Surprisingly, some top performers fall into this category. Their need for recognition becomes a fuel that drives them, not because they believe in themselves, but because they crave the affirmation. They want to prove something, but there's a catch. This emotional imbalance sometimes shows up as negativity. They might speak poorly about leadership, customers, or even team members, not from malice, but from a deep desire to be seen as significant. The recognition they chase helps mask a fragile self-image. Now flip it. What about those with high optimism but low recognition drive? These reps are quietly confident. They believe that setbacks will work out. They don't need a crowd to keep going. They're resilient, but often invisible. They're not the first to jump into a group competition or to speak up in meetings. They'll keep pushing through challenges, but they might not network broadly or position themselves for advancement. These reps are valuable, but may need encouragement to increase their visibility, especially in sales cultures that rewards showmanship. Now, what about those people who are high in both recognition drive and optimism? These are your magnetic, high-energy performers. They believe in themselves and love the spotlight. They thrive in winning cultures, and they may help shape them. Their energy is contagious, and if they also have a high belief in others, they rally teams, cheer others on, and bounce back fast from failure. But be mindful. If their drive isn't grounded in service to others and authenticity, it can veer into self-promotion. Coaching them to tie their ambition to team success helps create strong, healthy leaders. And finally, low on both traits, low recognition drive and low optimism, this is a red flag in high-activity sales roles. These individuals may isolate themselves, doubt their future, and lack the social drive to generate new leads. They're not disruptive, but they might quietly fade out of performance and disengage from the team. This isn't to say they can't succeed, but it requires significant one-on-one coaching, support, and structure to shift their mindset and behaviors. So what's the takeaway? Traits are not destiny, they're insight. And your role as a leader is not just to read the CTS traits, but to respond to them with wisdom. Ask yourself, is this candidate overcompensating with recognition? Are they quietly confident but too invisible? Do they need affirmation or alignment? When you understand how recognition drive and optimism combine, you're better equipped to hire, coach, and lead with precision. If this was helpful, hit subscribe and stay with us. In our next video, we'll explore the mix of assertiveness and self-promotion, and why one without the other often leads to coaching challenges or performance gaps. Until then, keep recruiting and coaching the best.